In our top news story, San Angelo City Council members today discussed the next step in the Coliseum renovations approved by voters in May.
They're deciding how to award the $41 million in bonds. Sarah Boyette has more in tonight's News Connection.
On Tuesday, San Angelo City Council members heard what was next for the voter-approved $41.6 million bond set to fund major improvements to the Coliseum. Vince VL with Specialized Public Finance walked council members through their financing options.
What we're doing is we're presenting to the council the plan of finance. Recently, the city has passed a bond issue for Coliseum improvements, about $41.6 million, a little more than that, in general obligation bonds. So we're going to basically present to the council how we're going to sell those bonds and get the money for them to make the improvements.
One of the biggest decisions, whether to go with a competitive bid or a negotiated sell.
There's two ways that you can sell bonds in the marketplace. One is competitive bid, and if we do a competitive bid, we're just putting the bonds in the marketplace and we're soliciting bids on the interest rate. And that way bidders will present their interest rates, we'll see who the bidders are, what the rates are, and we sell the bonds to the lowest bidder.
And the other method lets the city choose an underwriter and work out the bond's terms and features, while giving local banks and investors a chance to buy in early.
We sure would like to see some of our, local banks said we would like to be part of this process.
If all goes as planned, construction could start as early as September, and the bond would be repaid over 20 years.
A bond is a debt instrument issued by a city or a county or a school district sold in the marketplace to raise funds to get money to make their capital improvements. Very much like a mortgage on a house. So they will issue the bonds and they'll make the debt service payments on the bonds on an annual basis and eventually pay the bonds off that way.
City Council didn't take action Tuesday, but plans to revisit the vote in the coming weeks, impacting not just the project timeline, but who gets to invest. With your News Connection, I'm Sarah Boyette.